October 4th, 2023. Another day. Got my med certs redone at least. Okay? Started again. I got done getting recertified to pass meds. Went into Maslin and I got a Chinese veggie tray. Or veggie meal. And I go out to sit in my car. Guess who pulls up next to me? Blonde girls. And their girl gets out and goes to the other side and said, "Hey, none of this is funny. Other people seen those people here. Will was supposed to make sure we got the money." You know my car's marked. You know they sold it. So those two young blonde girls that are claiming they're Daisy illegitimate children, for one thing, I owe them nothing in life. Where they showed up in 18. We grew up with a single mother and had nothing, and we'll make sure she has nothing. Where I told you I think my whole marriage was a scam from their mother and Dave. Dave's 9 years older than me. Okay? My brother-in-law, Tim, and my brother, well, he knows my brother-in-law, Tim. He's working at my dad's factory. Has good insurance, good pay. Dave's making $80 a week working with John. And I'm single. Comes up and flirts with me, marries me. Why? Makes $80 a week. Take him out and get him a job up in Cuyahoga Falls. He won't stay and he gets fired. And I get pregnant within like 8-9 months later with Josh. And then my dad gives him the good factory job. With insurance. And within less than a year, another woman's using my insurance. And I'm disputing them because they're not mine. And because you didn't have to show ID or just call in your insurance card later. I couldn't prove it wasn't me, and we got stuck with the bills. And it kept happening. And as the years went on, I even had hospitals call me. We want to talk about your stay in the hospital. I said, I haven't stayed in your hospital for a while. Well, you have 2 daughters. I said, no, I don't. Their names are this. Those are nice names. But I don't have little girls. Or is one of them, but I don't. That's not me. Well, your insurance is this. Yes. But that wasn't my bill. We got stuck with it. She charged up all kinds of medical bills on our insurance. Well, those 2 girls showed up and said they were them. Their friend said that they grew up with nothing in life, and they make sure I have nothing in life. I confronted Dave. Dave's like, some crazy woman probably stole your insurance. It's probably one of his... My sister-in-law, Barb, told me, Karen, I'm so glad he married you. He would come over and stay with us, and they had a finished basement. And I'd come home, and he'd be having sex with all different kinds of women in the basement. How much you want to bet him and that girl planned it out so he'd get a good job? And then he didn't leave me because my dad would have fired him. Because my dad was vice president. Now, is it my fault that girl and him were scamming me to rip me off in my dad's factory to pay for her medical needs? No, because he wouldn't have gotten that factory. Her committing identity and insurance fraud? Charging up bills that we had to sacrifice to pay? I'm tired. Are those ladies that stupid? They keep showing up. Keep showing up. So, Will, who are they to you? A baby mama? That you're supposed to make sure they get the money? Embezzlement is a severe act of theft. Withholding or misdirecting. 5 to 30 years, Will and John. I owe those women nothing in life. And their mom is an extortionist and a con man. Charging up bills on somebody else's insurance and leaving them with big bills. That is a long time in prison. Trying to extort somebody that their mother already victimized in life, I owed them nothing. I was only married to the bastard. The only one that owed, and they're 30-year-old women, 20, 30-year-old women. Do I owe them anything? No. I'm not even related to them. Their mother scammed my insurance company, my dad's factory, into paying for their mom's medical bills illegally, and left me with a bunch of bills. So they want to turn her in, right? Is she still alive? Put her in jail? And they want to go too. Why would I owe them anything in life? I don't even know them. That would be like them walking up to somebody else and saying, we're going to take everything because we didn't have anything. I owed them nothing. My son Josh has been married 3 times. Each wife he had a daughter with. Ashley and him got married when they were 18 and it didn't work out. Rebonded to Allison. They had Flora. And she was evil. And he ended up leaving her, and he's been married to Dixie for years, and they have Brielle. Now, Ashley owes Brielle nothing. That's not her child. She was just married to Josh at one time. She owes Flora nothing, because she's only married to Josh. They're not her children. She's not related, nor is she responsible for Josh's children. Nor am I responsible for David's. And where on God's green earth would they ever think that I would be? They want to go after Dave for back child support. It's not my fault their mother didn't come forward. And it's not my fault. She's an extortionist and a con man and commits identity and insurance fraud. They want to turn her in? The police would love to have her. Now we're going to go back to Will. See, this has got to the point. Everybody's talking about how Will's going to lie for him. I'd like to know. I put it up on Facebook. This is like the Salem witch hunts. They would yell out witch and then burn those people alive. Hang them, dip them in hot tar, and kill them. And they were Christians. And it was nothing but lunacy and ignorance. Just like Jim Jones occult, David Koresh, and all the other ones. The Apostolic United Pentecostal Church is the top 10 occult. And I put it up on Facebook where they have hurt all kinds of people. And then even the one my ex goes to has threatened other people's lives, vandalized their property, and lied on. So where did, like where I told you I called the hotline. And they drugged me up so bad I couldn't get up, and then third day made myself up, get up, got enough air in my face. Thought of Sarah, I gave the hotline her number or her information, called her, make sure it was okay. She'd witness for me. Go out and get her card, put that agent's number in it where he had left it in a voicemail. Still hadn't talked to him. Where he called me back and they drugged me up so bad I couldn't get up. Make an excuse to go down to that church, down to the mall. Dropped her card off, left it with her manager and put it in her locker. Went up to Apostolic Church of Barberton. Paul Beamer got in his face. My God, I had an FBI agent in my office. He's right there. I walk off, women come up, he knows she's getting drugged, beat, and raped, and he said he didn't care, as Pam still screaming at Dave. I walk in, and I go in and sit down, and they come in behind me, say it again. He knows she's being drugged, beat, and raped, and he said he didn't care. And she was going to be thinking she was hit, and thinking she got well while that family was grieving. Those strangers lied to cover up his son's adultery. Minister made it up that lied on everybody. Thought he could get people's virginity back. He was a nut job. Nut job. Made it up on me. Nut job. He told a big lie and kept making it juicier, and it ran like wildfire. 20 years ago. 20 years ago, he made up a lie. People are still repeating it. It's that stupid. My sister is married to his son. She's following him around with Katie. They're committing adultery for over a year. My mom followed him. Lori followed him. People in the church had caught him together. Linda follows him and gets caught and comes running up to me. I was following him. I got caught. I think they thought it was you. I'm sorry. And runs off. Be careful. I'm like, great. Then he makes up the lie within a week. He thought I caught his son in adultery, had to discredit me and throw me out. But then it blew up like fire. So he kept changing it, making it juicier. So, Dave comes in, let's go. He threatens my life and trying to hit me in the truck, and I run from him. I called that agent back the next day. Rivers of tears, scared out of my mind. The guy had tried to kidnap me, had tried to carjack me, threatened to knife me. He's back in this area. He's a known serial killer with a bounty on his head. Already killed my co-worker's family member. Okay? And I'm describing it. He's wanted. That's who they hired, the human traffickers. I told that agent someone told on me. It's verified by officers that it was him. Dave told Danny he talked to him. He didn't want the name of the church because it was him. Called me a liar. I told him that some guy threatened to knife me at Giant Eagle. Was there a camera above the bench? I don't know. You say you're lying or arrest you. And I said, well, he tried to kidnap me before. Carrie let me tape her with her permission. You liar, you either say you're lying or arrest you. I'm like, what? He's like, you either say you're lying or I'll put you in jail. Was there a camera above that bench or not? I don't know. They say you're lying or I'll put you in jail. Find one. Start scaring. That battery rules on a recorded line. You have to take a witness or a victim or an informant statement and follow through. It's obstruction to justice. Tampering with evidence and tampering with witnesses. He's like, now you say you were faking you were sick. I was really sick. I got documents. It was a medication error. It's a documented medication error. And it's documented somebody else was using my insurance. I was really sick before. You either say it or I won't help you. You start screaming, I won't help you. You hear me? You either say it or I won't help you. It's like, fine, whatever. Then he giggles like a jackass on a recorded line, cackling at me. Why would the FBI help a person like you? They've tried to kill me still. They care about Amish men's beards and them being disgraced, but they don't care about murder. They're going to kill me, so give me a real reason. John yells off in the background. Huh? FBI agent John that they mocked later for falling for it? We could use Pete's tape, but we don't make it can. It's a Photoshop shower scene. They mocked him for falling for it from the drug cartel. It wasn't done by police, it wasn't done by agencies. It was done by the drug cartel in a big scam. Yells out something else about Pete and some kind of roofie confession, and I don't even know who Pete is. I have just been waking up with bruises, heart racing, migraine headache, almost passing out in front of people, and a severe swollen personal infection. And even the doctor is not putting it together that I'm being roofied, drugged, beaten, raped in my own home, and verified by Altman family physicians for all the signs of being drugged, beaten, raped. And they're laughing at me for my rapist's name I've never even met yet. Never even talked to him. Only know who he is because his picture was on the wall in 1819. And a little one white Santa Claus was following me around. I didn't know who he was. Get the idea? I didn't know who he was. And I'd see him out at stores. I didn't know. The only Pete I knew was my brother in Medina. I never talked to him yet. They're yelling out my rapist's name. Hired hitman that my ex-husband admitted this last spring to our son Danny. He hired Pete on his own. He hired the drug cartel. Illegal monitoring comes with a 7 to 30-year sentence. That's how fast they should have been arrested. For him admitting he hired a stalker and a hitman and was illegally surveillancing me in my home, that's where all the cops say how illegal it is. They were to be arrested for their mission and their fake sodium pentothal reports, the roofie confessions, and then beating and raping me and human trafficking me. They should have been arrested the first day. And then he's giggling. Stop, she don't know. They knew I didn't know. And I said, what is he talking about? Because I've never met him. I'm just waking up sore, infected, bruised up, and I'm going to the doctor. They put me on iron pills thinking I'm becoming anemic, and here I'm being drugged, beaten, raped. Do you know how bad my muscles are? And I was on pills and creams for infected. Do you know how not funny that is? And they're laughing at me for being a rape victim that's being scammed. And they're yelling out my rapist's name and laughing at me that I didn't know. He's like, well, give me a real reason. And I mentioned my brother-in-law that worked for the government. I explained it to him. He's like, fine, I can just take you somewhere and leave you. Don't come with money. Why, you don't have any money to start? I'll be homeless. Well, if you agree to get information on Dave in the churches, I can list you informant. I can do that. I didn't know I was facing a drug cartel. Like my one friend that's a sheriff, you should have been hit the first day. Comes with $5,000 a month. I'm opening an account today. You have a life of peace as informant. I'll make sure no man touches you. I'll pull you out if it gets too bad. And then immunity even when you tell. And you'll have that money to live on. Admit to no wrongdoing. And I'll take care of everything in the end. But if you try to tell someone, I'll list you crazy. You can't list me crazy. I told my friend from the prosecutor's office to laugh like crazy. He had tears in his eyes. Chuckled. He said the only thing legal on that whole phone call he did was list you informant with money and immunity. That agent is only a higher police officer, and he does not have enough authority to even ask you to stay quiet. It takes a sitting judge and a grand jury or a sequester jury per Constitution. He's just a higher law enforcement. He's just a higher police officer. He was only bullying you for them to get away with it. I said, well, they already know. I don't care. He said, and he can't bully you into false statements either. And if you work 5 minutes a case, an hour a case, you got to try to get them information they owe you for the rest of your life, and they have to protect you so they can't hire somebody else to kill you. The Department of Justice will put them in jail if they tried. To ever drop you. And like they said, if he didn't list her informant and then had a cop talk to Dave the next day, even the police couldn't be in my home. It's entrapment. It's 2 to 20 years for an officer or an agent to do it. It's entrapment. Might want, and that's where they made fun of the FBI June 7th, 23, Lighthouse Tabernacle. FBI agent John's going to fell for the stunt I tasted for? Oh, come on now. It was only a stunt. You're kidding. You mean that FBI agent actually fell for stunt I tasted for and it was only a stunt? A very satanic stunt, having the drug cartel drug beat and rape me? Sell me on porn sites? Drug me up and tell me to say something stupid in stocking tapes from the drug cartel and you fell for it? Like my friend from the prosecutor's office. It's a fraud scheme. As if they could do that. It's the Fourth Amendment over the House. Officer Reinhardt Louisville. Huh? Even the FBI would go to jail outside to protect a light case with statements, and that agent had agreed to protect you and have statements of the threat of your life, or they would go to jail. Nobody can be in your home. It's the Fourth Amendment in the Constitution. And he didn't realize he was being scammed by the drug cartel. I like my money. I got tortured. I got my skull bashed in. Almost murdered several times. And it's a big case, all on legal surveillance. Protected home custody for an FBI informant. I'm going to upload this.